Hi everybody. I just decided to come on in, I can only describe as I guess truth. I am personally moving through quite a dissolution again. It's my second one for this year. And it is painful. It is lonely. And only I can work through it. I have the tools and I am working the tools. And it takes time. And the first one I had this year is, this is it still, right? So this is how it happens in our reality field, is that if something is unclosed, it will be presented to you again, right? Because that which is unconscious and lying in the subconscious are going to create things into your reality construct to create conflict or confrontation, the mirror, so that you may see and complete the thing that you need to complete. It will show you. And so for the majesty of how we work, I sit in gratitude, in the pain, in the hurt, in the anger, and I'm breathing like this because at no other time that I can really remember, because so much is happening in such small spaces of time. So, and this is also part of the pain. We have entire lives and we can barely remember some of it, or even, go back to it and hold it as sacred. And so there's just so much that we are processing. And I mentioned breathing like this because I was saying at no other time have I felt such strong responsiveness from my body. And usually when you're in shadow, you are confronted with identity and you are moving through a review of something. You're being asked, does this still align to my truth? Do I know what that is? It's a space of, let's say, murky waters where you're just like, oh, fuck, like I just did this thing. I just did an evaluation, a re-evaluation, an alignment strategy, for lack of a better word. I've been doing this and bam, it's time to change again. And bam, it's time to shift again. And we can move through such great experiences of gaslighting, and for yourself, like where you like really questioning reality. And you're like, okay, so is this my higher self? Because I've been doing the work, and I say doing the work as in I'm doing it. I sit in meditation, I do body checks, I ask, what is the highest timeline? Is this in alignment with me? And then we get sent along a certain path and we have this experience, and we then dive into the depth of the pain of that experience. We recognize that it's a healing opportunity. But boy, oh boy, is it painful. Then we question, well, would my higher self be guiding me to this, or is this a trickster energy? Is this a demonic energy to divert my attention? And then you're like, oh yes, what are my belief systems? It's the law of one. Okay, well, there is no demonic aspect. It's all you. So then, yes, I have created this. Can I come to gratitude and grace while I am still deep in anger and hurt? And so there'll come a time where the body just says, whoa, stop, stop. You can feel everything. And while you feel everything and mistrust yourself based on this gaslighting, you simultaneously can only sit in trust. And this is the dichotomy of the paradox of our experience. It all is. It feels so right and it feels so wrong at the same time. And again, I mentioned loneliness. I also mentioned that only I can solve this riddle. And so it requires the time alone. And I notice with me, because I'm traveling, that when I have the opportunity to be alone is when I usually go through the deepest levels of shadow. Because I have no mask to hold. Not that I'm saying that I'm wearing masks, but in essence we could call protecting oneself a mask, the mask of protection or the cape of protection, and whatever attributes of the human psyche and personality display through that protection mode, you know. But when I'm alone is when I break down, and it's where my nervous system breaks down, where I have the opportunity to rest and relax and do nothing, which is not very easy for an atypical, competitive, only child who has massive mother wounds, who's pissed off with patriarchy, who needs to still survive, has realized, you know, like, I'm spending so much time in shadow, and I don't necessarily like to do client work when that's happening. I really give myself the time and focus. And so then we ping all the survival mechanisms that we're dealing with as well. And so why did I press play? It's just to also mention I recently put a post on Instagram, just, you know, like, it was some fish swimming, and I was like, I haven't posted anything about my personal life much lately because I'm deeply considering the absurdity of the human race and how we share these things. I'm feeling embarrassed to be human, and also I say not because this is just how the game is written. And we've created it. Sorry, there's a lot of energy moving through me at the moment, and this is often sometimes why I also press play on the recording thing, because there's no fucking masks anymore. Again, not that I've really perceived myself as someone who's stood as very authentic in her work and her dealings, but of course I'm human. If I go back to certain videos, I can see programs running, and that's okay. And so I say it's okay, but I'm also angry. I feel like we are silly, stupid beings, and I'm angry at how easy it is to fix. And yet it's not, because here I am proclaiming that it's fucking hard. It's fucking hard. It's fucking hardcore. It's painful. It's so painful. It's so painful. And so social media, I'm like, yay. I mean, you know, someone with my job title is aware at any moment in time that when she is, or when I am posting, that I'm holding a frequency, and it's becoming harder and harder to post in a frequency that we could describe as possibly joyous, celebratory, or positive, maybe neutral. I mean, neutral negative, neutral intellectual is coming from me, but like super duper messages are not what I'm there for anymore. And I again say, the shadow worker, the identity of the shadow worker. Okay, am I wearing that identity too much? You know, those people that have come out of New Age, what they would call New Age cults, and they usually, high statistics are high that they would jump back into a, let's say, structured religion or ideology. You know, they would say, and very rightly so, oh, the New Age just kept me looping in shadow. It was the most oppressive and dark time of their experiences. And I do not deny that at all. It is an insanely sacred experience. It is dark. And sometimes it feels like it's never going to end. And I do feel that we have way more of the darkness to experience. Way more. And then when I make a statement like that, I say, but are you not the creator? Yes, I am, but I'm one being that gets censored and shoved around by algorithms. I've run out of patience and energy to be that rah-rah, go get on social media, making shorts of longs of this, of that. It just, I can't spend that much time in front of the screen. The other day when I was doing my breath work, my own breath work, because my nervous system was so shot, I had this imagery for a while appear in my, in my field of, I just could see two hands and a screen, like a phone or an iPad or something. And I was like, oh my gosh, like this is imprinted in my field. I've been on the laptop a lot in this last 2 weeks. It's not always like that, but I have been. And there it was, shown straight to me in a sacred breathwork experience. And, so what is it that we're sharing here? What is it that we're doing? What is it that I'm doing? Am I a support system? Am I an information stream? Am I merely the mirror? Am I something that represents truth? Am I a moaning myrtle just projecting through my wound? Only I can decide for myself, and only you can decide for yourself. But boy, oh boy, I just feel that a tiny bit of reverence needed to be given to what we as a collective are going through. Wow. You know, I want to end this off with saying, may your hearts stay strong, while mine does not feel strong right now. May you stay in hope, while recognizing that hope is a tool used and weaponized against humanity. I could say, remember your light and shine it bright, where right now, for me, I don't even know what I am identifying with and as. And perhaps it's just the very honest recognition that we are deeply wounded. We are carrying the most intense amounts of traumas. And yes, the nice part of that is to say, wow, what an honor, what a blessing to strip away how this creation works to the tiniest, tiniest detail. What a fucking blessing. But it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like that. And so we're angry and we're tired. And so yes, perhaps an ending should just be, thank you for this time. Thank you for listening, if you have. And yeah, good luck.